So there's this bucket list destination that's just 3 hours from Miami that you should put on your list. Welcome to Curacao, the incredible island destination in the Caribbean that you may have never heard of. Now, Curacao is part of the ABC Islands, with the other two islands being Aruba and Bonaire, and it's located off the northern coast of South America. It is one of the safest islands in the Caribbean and is home to some of the most beautiful crystal clear waters that I've ever seen. In this video, I'm going to take you through everything you need to know before you go, including the best things to do in Curacao, where to stay, and don't forget to watch to the end where I'm going to tell you some travel tips that can either make or break your trip. Are you ready? Let's get started. The highest concentration of stunning beaches are located on Curaçao's west coast, and I'm going to be sharing my favorites there in order from north to south. This is a great area to explore as you can visit multiple beaches in one day. They are that close together. The best part is that these beaches are free to visit and offer free parking unless otherwise stated in this video. Starting with the northernmost beach on this list, we are going to begin by visiting Playa Kaliki. This beach is located in a small cove, and even on a cloudy day like when I went, visitors are delighted by beautiful, crystal clear Caribbean waters. This is a great beach for a relaxed experience, and they have a scuba dive center and a roped off area for swimming. Next up, and just 5 minutes down the road from Playa Kaliki, we come to Playa Piskado, where you can swim with sea turtles and no, you don't need a tour. This was an absolutely incredible experience, and when I read about it online, it honestly sounded too good to be true. When visiting here, I recommend staying further away from this dock so that you don't crowd the turtles and never ever touch them. View them from a respectful distance and don't harass them. This beach also offers lounge chairs that you can rent for the day and is at the end of a long shaded driveway. When you see this red painted tree, you know you're on the right road. I never thought I could swim with sea turtles without a tour, but you can right here in Curacao. Just 3 minutes south of the Turtle Beach, we will come to Playa Forti, which you can actually see from Playa Piskado. Other than a few people at the Clifftop restaurant, we were completely alone on this beach, and I have never seen so many fish. There was a giant bait ball that hung around for like an hour that we kept swimming through and observing the wildlife all around us. This was a great spot for snorkeling, and sometimes you can even see some of the same turtles that are around Playa Piskado. Playa Forti is also a popular cliff jumping destination, but these cliffs are way too high for me, so I would tread with caution. Next, I'm going to show you my favorite beach in all of Curacao, and that would be Grote Knip, which is about 10 minutes south of where we just were. This is hands down the best beach in the entire country. The water here is so clear and blue, and I just stood there and looked around in amazement that the water could literally look like Gatorade. Grote Knip is a fantastic spot for snorkeling, and I saw so many fish here, or if you prefer to relax, the beach is also enjoyable. If you want a cliff jump, this is a much more accessible spot as parts of the cliff are lower, and I did have fun trying it at Grote Knip. Before you leave, make sure to get a smoothie. I chose mango and some locally made banana bread to eat with views over the lagoon. If you haven't had enough, there's another beach known as Klein Knip, meaning Little Knip, that is just 2 minutes away from Grote or Grand Knip on the same road. This was another beautiful beach that had facilities for your enjoyment. The water here was crystal clear, as is typical from every beach I visited in Curacao, but out of the two, Grote Knip is hands down my favorite. Still, while you're in the area and on the same road, why not check out both and let me know which one you preferred. Our next stop is Playa Jeremi, 5 minutes to the south of the Grote Knip area. This beach is a real hidden gem, and I didn't see many other tourists here. It was more of a local favorite. There are giant rocks to explore, and the water is stunning as usual. There aren't many facilities here as compared to other beaches on this list, and there are a bunch of uneven steps to get down to the water, but I think Playa Jeremi is a worthy spot to add to your list. Next up, I'm going to show you another one of my favorites, and that would be Playa Lagun, just 3 minutes to the south of Playa Jeremi. I love this beach and went multiple times during my trip. The beach is set at the end of a stunning lagoon with houses perched on either edge and not one but 2 reefs running on both sides underwater. Playa Lagun is a great place for snorkeling. We saw tons of fish and great coral. This place really gave a relaxed tropical vibe with all of the palm trees and rocky cliffs, and I highly recommend visiting here. You won't regret it. Finally, to end this western beach portion of the list, we have Playa Santa Cruz. If you're looking for another quiet beach that's often less busy than other choices on my list, check out Playa Santa Cruz, which is just 5 minutes south of Playa Lagun. This is a very wide beach with palm trees and it's surprisingly quiet. This is more of a beach for swimming and relaxing as opposed to snorkeling, but I wanted to put it on this list anyway to show you a variety of different options. Don't worry, there are still more beaches in Curacao that I'm going to share, but let's talk about some other fun things to do, starting with a visit to Willemstad, the capital city. It is known for its old town center and pastel-colored Dutch colonial architecture. The Queen Emma Bridge connects this city, and this bridge is extremely unique because it actually swings open to let boats go through. We got lucky and we were able to witness this, which was really cool. I love walking around the various shops and restaurants. There is truly something for everyone, and don't forget to take some photos by the Curaçao sign. If you're stopping in Curaçao on your cruise, this is the area where your cruise will port, so definitely research some fun things to do. Did you know that you can see wild flamingos in Curaçao? Well, you can, and all you have to do is pull over on the side of the road and look for them. This was the coolest thing ever, and while you have the chance to see them in multiple places around the country, the Flamingo Sanctuary St. Wildebris is where you're going to want to go. Park your car and then walk out onto the salt flats where there are paths that are dry that you can walk on. You will have the best luck at either the beginning of the day or the end of the day when the flamingos come back for the night, and even though I was there in late afternoon, I was still able to see them, which was unforgettable. Next up, I highly recommend putting the Watamula Hole on your list. This is located on the beautiful and rough north side of the island, and if you're short on time, you could couple a visit to this natural attraction with visiting the West Coast beaches I shared earlier in this video. The Watamula Hole is located down a dirt road and is completely free to explore. Now, I had a small car and was perfectly fine driving this road, just drive slowly. This place is hot with no shade and no water to swim in, so make sure to bring plenty of water and stay hydrated. I also recommend wearing great shoes as the terrain is difficult to walk on. The coastline here is beautiful in a different way than the beaches, and the Watamula Hole is mesmerizing to see in person. If you're looking for a luxury beach experience on the island, put a day pass to Baoase Luxury Resort on your list. I'll talk about this resort later in the video, but I wanted to mention that you can book a day pass here, and some passes even include lunch, which was so delicious. There are multiple day pass options, and you have the ability to relax in their exclusive resort and enjoy luxury amenities. You can even swim in this beautiful lagoon that is secluded from the waves, and they have 2 private islands on site to choose from. This is a great experience for anyone looking for an upscale day out in Curacao. Okay, be honest with me, would you snorkel next to an oil rig? I know, that sounds kind of odd, but that's exactly what you'll be doing when you visit Tugboat Beach, located 25 minutes south of Willemstad. This place is home to a sunken tugboat that is close enough and shallow enough that you can snorkel to it from shore, and the entire area sits under the shadow of a giant oil rig for an absolutely insane experience. This was hands down the best snorkeling in the entire country, so if you're looking for good snorkeling, put Tugboat Beach on your list. The underwater tugboat is about a 10-minute swim from the beach, and it was quite easy for us to find, and you can also rent snorkel gear at the shop on site. Of course, seeing a sunken shipwreck in shallow water was absolutely incredible, but our favorite part was swimming under the pylons and the docks near the beach. The coral here was outstanding. There were so many fish and so many different things to see. On your way out, make sure to stop at the nearby Fort Beaconberg, which is located on a cliff overlooking the beautiful water below. Tugboat Beach is one of the coolest things that I've ever done, so make sure to put it on your list. If snorkeling under an oil rig isn't for you and you prefer a more mellow experience, my next suggestion is Cas Abao Beach, about 40 minutes north of Willemstad. This beach does have a small entrance fee of around $6 to $7 per car, and it's one of the more touristy beaches on this list. That being said, it is quite an expansive beach, and although it was busy, it never felt crowded and we had plenty of areas to spread out. Cas Abao is often said to have the bluest water in Curacao, and while I personally think that award goes to Grote Knip, you should come check it out just to be sure. Finally, I recommend taking a day trip out to Klein Curaçao, which means Little Curacao, located 6 miles off the south coast of the country. This is an uninhabited island paradise, and you will take a boat tour to get here, which usually takes around 2 hours one way. The water here is pristine, and there's even a lighthouse that you can explore in the middle of the island. This day trip does take a lot of time, so if you have limited days on your trip, I recommend visiting the West Coast beaches instead of Klein Curaçao, but it's still absolutely fantastic if you have the ability to visit. Okay, so now that we have an overview of some of the best things to do in Curacao, let's talk about where to stay for your vacation. There are multiple options for all price points, from small lodges or vacation rentals to ultra luxury properties, and I'm going to share with you a quick tour of some of the places that I've stayed so you can kind of get an idea about what to expect. My first suggestion is Baoase Luxury Resort, which is hands down one of the best places that I've ever stayed. This is definitely a special occasion property, and it was worth every penny. It is located less than 10 minutes away from Willemstad, but the moment you step onto the property, you are whisked away to a secluded island oasis. For my stay, I checked into a superior beachfront pool suite, which was very spacious. I loved this unique bathroom, this closet with all of the space, and they even had this incredible outdoor soaking tub. I am also obsessed with this private outdoor space. Not only do you have your own pool, you also have your own private beach that faces the sunset. Baoase caters to each guest unlike anywhere that I have ever stayed, and the service was impeccable. They have 2 restaurants on property, and if you're coming here and you have any food allergies or dietary restrictions whatsoever, I cannot stress enough that they will take care of you. Everything I ate here was a 10 out of 10, and I did want to note that they do have all-inclusive packages. Other amenities here include this gorgeous beach for hotel guests, a pool which looks like a tropical oasis, and not 1, but 2 private islands to explore on the property. This private luxury resort offers the perfect secluded experience, and I can't wait to return back in the future. If you're looking for somewhere to stay in Curacao that's a bit more mid-tier pricing but still a beautiful stay, I recommend Curacao Marriott Beach Resort, which is located right on the ocean, about 10 minutes north of Willemstad. For my stay, I checked into an oceanfront room, and I was shocked and delighted to see that my room actually came with 2 sliding glass doors to the outside. This property has multiple different room categories, ranging from limited view to directly on the ocean, so there's something to suit a variety of budgets. The resort itself is absolutely gorgeous, the beach here is beautiful and great for swimming, and there are 2 pools, a main pool for everyone, and a more secluded adults-only pool. There are also multiple dining options on the property, and we ate here a few times throughout our stay. Like Baoase, this resort also offers the option to add on an all-inclusive package. On future trips to Curacao, I would easily stay at either of these resorts again, and I hope that you found this insight helpful. Before we move on, I wanted to quickly mention that renting a vacation rental in Curacao is very popular, but that it's not something that I've personally done yet. I did want to mention it just in case it's something you would prefer, so you can do further research on your own. Okay, now it's time to talk travel tips and what to know before visiting Curacao. I recommend that you do not skip this section. It's filled with extremely important information that could make or break your trip. First, and most importantly, you are going to want to rent a car for your vacation. This is the easiest and most affordable way to get around the island. My rental car for this trip cost $30 per day, which I found to be a great rate, especially considering that I've rented cars all around the world. Taxis in Curacao are extremely expensive. I'm talking like $60 for a 15-minute ride. If you don't believe me, check out some Facebook groups for planning a trip to Curacao, as this is a regular topic and members are constantly suggesting that visitors rent a car. Renting a car also gives you the freedom to explore the island at your own pace, such as going to all of the incredible beaches on your own or heading out to dinner with ease. I'm constantly seeing people post in Curacao Facebook groups saying that they regret not renting a car as they are paying much more in taxis, so if you have a valid driver's license, I do strongly recommend renting a car to not only be able to save money, but also to be able to explore this country at your own pace. Driving here is quite easy, they drive on the right-hand side of the road, and overall, the roads are in good condition. This is also one of the safest countries in the Caribbean, so there are no issues exploring without a local guide, and driving yourself is popular among tourists and visitors to the island. Next, the official languages in Curacao are Dutch, Papiamento, the local language, and English. From my experience, everyone I spoke with spoke multiple languages, and English was widely spoken. I did want to note that this island country is very popular with European tourists and rather undiscovered to the American market, and locals are well versed in speaking with a variety of visitors. I would not be worried about any sort of language barrier when visiting. Number 3, Curacao uses Caribbean guilders as their official currency, but many establishments often accept USD as well. I personally did not take out any money from the ATM for my visit, and even when I was at one of the small West Coast beaches and realized I'd forgotten my sunscreen, the local vendors selling various beach essentials took credit card. This was very convenient and I was able to use my card everywhere. I'm not going to tell you what to do, I'm only sharing my experience with visiting the island. Next up, I highly recommend filling out the digital immigration card for foreigners in advance of your trip. My resort told us to do this before our flight, and this allowed us to skip the line at customs. Everyone else was standing in a very long line, and the line for people who filled out this digital immigration form had nobody in it, and we breezed through customs upon arrival. Everyone needs to do this, and it's very easy to fill out and will save you a ton of time at the airport. Number 5, I suggest bringing a reusable water bottle to Curacao to save money and drink the local water. The water in Curacao is not only safe to drink, it is of the finest quality due to the saltwater desalination plant that purifies the water right on the island. Up next, make sure to check online at the type of plugs that are used in Curacao. For my American viewers, this means that we will have to get an adapter in order to be able to charge our electronics, as your normal plugs will not fit in the outlets here. Of course, you should be able to buy adapters once you arrive in the event that you forgot, but just in case, buy it in advance online. Finally, I wanted to address the question of, is Curacao safe? The answer is yes, this is one of the safest countries in the Caribbean, and we had an incredible time here. That being said, just exercise normal precautions that you would anywhere. For example, some parking lots have signs up warning visitors to lock their vehicles to avoid break-ins, but that could happen literally anywhere, and I've seen similar signs in rural Ireland and many times around Florida. Curacao is an incredibly welcoming country, and you're gonna have a great time. Curacao is easily one of my favorite places that I've ever visited, but it's important to know what to expect so you can make the most of your trip. I hope that you found this overview helpful, and I truly do recommend heading to Facebook and joining a few Curacao travel groups to help you continue to plan. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time.